Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bill Hamilton, country boy from Old Hickory, Tennessee, coming back to you again. This time, ladies and gentlemen, for part 2, the top 10 reasons most people will never be in the Olympics or become an outstanding wealth builder. In part 1, we covered number 1 through 5. This is part 2, we'll cover 6 through 10. Number 6, every action you take must be thought out and budgeted to move you closer to your goal. Every action that you take must be thought out and budgeted to move you closer to your goal. If you want to be the Olympics, ladies and gentlemen, every action that you take, is it a training action? It is a nutrition item, getting my body ready to move me closer to my goal. There's a party tonight that everybody wants me to go to. Will that party move me closer to my goal for being an Olympic champion? I think not. I think I can give that up. The new cars just came out. If I run down and get as bad as I want one, that's a bad ride. As bad as I want one, will that car note move me closer to my goal of financial independence? Because by now I understand that my water tower looks a whole lot better than any car can ever look. So that car note, will it move me closer to getting my water tower? Oh, I don't think so. So I'm going to forego that. Every action you take must be thought out and budgeted to move you closer to your goal. As I indicated before, ladies, you're paying more per month on my mortgage. Decreasing that mortgage from 30 years down to 15 years. That moves me closer to my goal. That's the kind of disciplined action that I want to make sure that I take. Saving 10% of my income every month and putting that in my water tower. That moves me closer to my goal of peace of mind. That's the kind of action that I want to take. Buying my son $200 Nikes. I think not. I think that does not move me closer to my goal. I think I can buy him a pair for $25 that are just as good. Number 7, you must study and become an outstanding student of your objective. There are roadmaps to your goal written by people who have gone on before you. Seek them out, learn them, and follow them. You must become a student, an outstanding student of your objective. Ladies and gentlemen, many people said to me along the way, Bill Hamilton, you're a country boy from Old Hickory, Tennessee. How did you begin to think this way? How did you become a millionaire? How in the world did you decide on engineering for your undergraduate degree? How in the world did you decide that you wanted to go ahead and get an MBA when nobody in your family, immediate family, had ever gone to college? What made you think like that? I became a student of my goal. I said, one of these days, I want to have myself a Rolls Royce. Let me begin to become a student of people who have the money to drive a Rolls Royce. I began to study how people with means think. And I began to realize that my problem, as I said before to you, was the person in the mirror. My actions and reactions were not consistent with the people who had money. I had to learn how to think like they think. I had to learn how not to spend all of my money every time I got a paycheck. I had to learn to put my money to work making more money. I had to learn that my money making money was a much better principle than me going to work making money. And in fact, that was the only way that I was going to build wealth. And that me going to work on my job every week and every month and making money, that money was not the money that was going to transform me into a millionaire. But it was my money that was making money that was going to make that transformation. How did I understand that? How did I learn that? I learned that by becoming a student of wealth builders, of people who have much more than I have. There are more than 10 million millionaires in the United States. More than 10 million. There's absolutely no reason that you should be walking around in an environment of paycheck to paycheck. No, no, no. You must become a student of those people who have means. And I'm sure that that's one of the reasons that you're subscribing to this channel. And I'm hopeful that that's one of the reasons that you're on my Sunday night call every Sunday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because you are becoming a student of wealth building. Number 8, you must daily act and put into practice those fundamental principles that have propelled others to achieve your goal. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, let me say it again. You must daily act upon and become a person who puts those practices into action on a daily basis. You can't just sit back and absorb this information. You can't just sit back on my Sunday night call in your pajamas, which you can well do, and just absorb this information. You can't just look at this YouTube channel and absorb this information. But the only way that you're going to get to the Olympics, the only way that you're going to become an outstanding wealth builder, after you acquire all of this knowledge, all of this wisdom, and all of this understanding, you must put it into action. That's why there's a book in the Bible called Acts. Learning alone won't get you there. And then, ladies and gentlemen, 9 and number 10. Number 9 and number 10 of the 2 final items that I call the 2 final items of the P's. Number 9, you must persist and persevere. You must persist and persevere. When all around you are going awry, when the Christmas season comes up, and all of your friends and all of your relatives are running down to the mall in a big, big crowd, trying to buy stuff before anybody else gets down there and buy stuff. Got the nerve to stand in line for 2 hours trying to buy stuff. You must persist and persevere in your wealth building principles, understanding that that is not the place for you to be. You must persist in your understanding of all of our wealth building principles when everybody around you telling you, you must be crazy listening to this mess. What are you doing listening to a millionaire on Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, being a subscriber on his YouTube channel? You must be crazy. Why don't you listen to Broke Me, Cousin Kool-Aid? I'll tell you how to do it. Number 10, ladies and gentlemen, you must have prayer and you must press on. By now you understand, that there's something much bigger than you and I orchestrating all of this. Ladies and gentlemen, wisdom and understanding is the most important thing that you can ever get. More precious than rubies or fine gold, Proverbs says. You don't get it from me. You don't get it from Cousin Kool-Aid and the people around you, ladies and gentlemen, but you get it from being on your knees, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I love prayer in my life. I love to recommend prayer in your life. If you want to get there, if you want to get there, if you want to get there, if you want to become an outstanding wealth builder, if you want to have peace of mind financially, ladies and gentlemen, there's no better place to go than on your knees in prayer. Press on when all around you are doing otherwise. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to shoot for the stars. I want you to shoot for the stars with God's wisdom and with God's understanding. Ladies and gentlemen, you can be everything that you want to be. You can be everything that God has endowed you to be. Shoot for the stars. And if you fall short, ladies and gentlemen, you'll land on the moon while your friends and your relatives will be back here in the same place that they were when they tried to discourage you. God bless you. This is Bill Hamilton, country boy from Old Hickory, Tennessee. Take it to the bridge, son. Take it to the bridge.